Good morning, students. Today we will study regarding endogenetic movements, geography, standard 9th. So, when we study about endogenetic movements, that is the interior of the earth, last year you must have studied such diagram. In this diagram, we come to know that the earth, in the interior of the earth, there is an availability of silica, aluminium, magnesium, and Fe, that is nickel and ferrous. Now, these are the natural components that are available in the interior of the earth. But keep it in mind, as we go below and below, the temperature goes on rising, and it is expected that temperature is 5500 plus degree centigrade. So definitely the boiling points of all of these natural elements, as we know that they are converted into liquid sources, and when liquid source boils, it creates an energy in the form of vapors. So it also occurs here, and this vapor slowly moves upward. But before entering the upper part, that is the area where we live on the earth, lithosphere is there to preserve us. This lithosphere is near about 100 kilometers, and because of that the earth is secure. Now this lithosphere protect us from all the activities that are going in the interior of the earth. Second, we know that the upper part of the earth is made up of tectonic plates. Tectonic plates either move against each other or move apart from each other. So if they move against each other, pressure is created. Keep this in mind when tectonic plate, because right in the beginning, the earth was having only one supercontinent. Then it broke out into two, the upper part and the below part. The upper part was known as Angara land, the below part was known as Gondwana land. Now again, because of the forces that created pressure among them, an accident took place, and the smaller part, that was the Gondwana part, got disintegrated into smaller sections. One of that was India, which shifted towards Asia, that is South Asia, and slowly joined to China. Keep it in mind, when we try to understand this, we have to understand that if this is the world, there were two continents, and of which one continent, one part started drifting towards the north, and here India got joined to China. In this way, when India reached here and got attached to China, the land between both of them was known as Sea of Thetis. This is not the part of actual study because this you have studied prior. But reviving it, you must come to understand that as the areas got breakdown or the plates got breakdown, they created into many more. And because of that, as India drifted towards China and got attached to, instead of China we can say South Asia. Now China is the neighboring state of India. As it got drifted towards China or South Asia and attached to it, a huge collision between the two plates, that is the Eurasia as we call it, and India got there, creating into new state or creation of a new landform, that is South Asia. And because of this, the area of India from Fiji, that is above Australia, till Madagascar, that is near South Africa, it is known as Indian Peninsula, Indian subcontinent, Hind Mahasagar. Now this is the geographical creation. But how it occurred? Is it so easy that this will take place again and the world will reshape? Definitely it's not that much easier. It takes crores of, thousands and crores of years to understand how the geographical changes are occurring. Every year, maybe minutely, the plates are drifting against or apart each other. And these plates are responsible for the continents. Today we understand that there are namely 5 continents, including now definitely the 7th. Now these continents are on the rock forms. We call them tectonic plates. First, one single plate converted into 2 single plates or only double plates. These one bigger and smaller plates collided against each other, because of which the accident took place and many of the landforms got disturbed from one place and shifted from one to another land. The biggest landform, Eurasia, Europe and Asia, till today is intact, to which the southern part, that was from India, slowly drifted towards the north and got joined to the South Asia. Now because of this, two types of landforms started creating. One, when the force is applied against each other, pressure is created, and because of that folding occurs. This folding is responsible for the creation of the upliftment of the landform, and this upliftment of the landform creates one mountain. Actually the process is going on till today, but it creates the landform. We know that Himalayas are the young fold mountains of the world. Himalaya is even today in the verge of creation. Himalaya is not a settled mountain, and that is why various activities are taking place in Himalayas. We call it natural disaster, we call it natural destruction, but actually it is because Himalaya is yet a young mountain, and because of that many activities. The best example is in the name of Kedarnath, we all know. But Kedarnath being a place, holy pilgrimage place, where media was attracted. Actually this happens every year, and it is because of that the huge amount of the sediments is brought down in India towards the northern plains of India and settle down, and so a new landform is created. We are studying about the force that is being implemented when tectonic plates moves towards each other, and slowly the landform is created. This is mountain building. This is mountain. Sometimes it also happens that they come like this and move above each other. This has also happened. As they move above each other, slowly the portion gets elevated, and this higher elevated portion, we call it either highlands or sometimes like this. So the mountains, they are created, and in India we find such type of mountains, new mountains at large. Himalaya, definitely the 4 ranges of Himalaya. Apart from that, eastern and western Ghats. If we go with the diagram of India, we can find that the western Ghats as well as the eastern Ghats are also the creation of the same. Apart from that, here we find the Vindhyas, which are the old, but the oldest fold mountain of India, oldest, is Aravalli, that is near Rajasthan. Aravalis are the old fold mountains of India, and how they can be explained, that the height is neither increasing nor decreasing. So when this happens, the world experiences it as one of the oldest landforms. Second, there is also a scientific technique to understand the life of the rocks and the soil. That is also most important. But the other side, because of this, all these sections, slowly landforms are created. But while saying so, when the landform is being created, how the upper portion of the earth is, we have to understand it, how it is, and how it is means definitely it succumbs to, it becomes a prey, it becomes a part of disaster. And this disaster, if it is on a living area where animals, birds or even human beings are part of it, then they get dragged into the soil. In the soil, because of the high temperature, chemical reaction slowly starts taking place, and because of that, all that is being dumped into the ground, all that is being a part of, which was once a part of the upper layer of the earth and now is inside the earth, becomes converted into some other sources of energy. Keep it in mind, in science you must have learned that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but at the same time, when it's buried under the ground, because of the temperature, because of the moisture, certain activities that takes place, it converts into other form of energy. We call it fossil fuels. If it is in the interior part, we call it fossil fuels. If it is on the coastal area, it is the oil, natural gas and oil. So Mumbai High or whatever, wherever the places of the earth are, if they are, since ages, the fossil fuels are the petroleum products, the Arabia, even the Indian western, eastern and western Ghats. But in central India, we have here near Nagpur, one of the biggest area under the excavational site of coal. Coal mines are found here, and these coal mines are one of the oldest coal. The coal in these mines is one of the oldest coal of the world. When I spoke about this was known as the Gondwana land. And to dedicate this Gondwana period, Gondwana Express runs through Akola. From Nagpur, it means there is a train that is dedicated to the black gold, as also the coal is called black gold in Chandrapur and adjacent areas. So this tells us that the area was once the part of Gondwana, which rather drifted from south western part of the world towards the northeastern side. And this one piece of the land, today we call it India, is now there. Now while going so, that is the drifting of the area created force, pressure was applied, because of the pressure folding take place, and because of the folding mountain, that is the Himalayas as we call them, start occurring. Now wherever the plates get attached to each other, are the areas one of the origin of the volcanic eruption, or the areas that are having the tectonic plates joined to each other are also the earthquake zones. The Himalayan area, because that is the area that got joined to Asia, that is today's China, the southern part of China. Now that area, after all, it's being attached. It's not a uniform, and hence there one, because of folding, mountains are created, and then sometimes faulting also takes place when it moves apart from each other. And because of the tension, that is, when force is applied against each other, pressure is created. So upliftment takes place. When again force is applied but against each other, tension is created and faulting. Faulting टूट जाता है. It breaks down, and as we call it, valley, khai, dari, that is created. So it is just like a page that is being torn out, and as the page turns, it becomes like this. So it happens, and because of that, various landforms are created. But during the creation of these landforms, they are also responsible because of the creation of one, earthquake. Now, how earthquake occurs? Earthquake occurs because, as we spoke, that the temperature here goes on rising. It exists to a great extent. This is one of the best example, as we use cooker in daily life. In the cooker, when either for khichdi or other, cooker is being used, we know that it creates pressure. And this creation of the pressure is slowly to such a great extent that after a span of time, when it exceeds a pressure, the above part, that as we call it vessel, it is uplifted. And this upliftment of the vessel gives space to the air to come out. Actually, it's the vapors inside that. Inside the cooker, they are the vapors that uplift, and it gives way to energy to get released. This is earthquake. This is earthquake. When it gets a place, energy starts moving away, giving us the identity or giving us an indication that slowly whatever that was put to cooking is now ready. But rarely, very rarely, it occurs that the cooker do not work very well and the energy do not get released. It is trapped inside only. And suddenly we comes to know, because of the various news that we get, that the cooker burst out. Bursting of the cooker, that is because of the non-working of the valve as well as the release of the pressure through that vessel, if both are being blocked, the temperature that goes on increasing inside the cooker slowly uplifts the upper cover, and this is what we call it evaporation of the volcano. Volcanic evaporation, volcanic eruption takes place. Now, volcanic eruption means the Ca, that is the silica, the aluminum, the magnesium, the nickel, the ferrous or the iron, these elements starts coming up, and as they come on the above surface of the earth through lithosphere, they create the landforms that contain all these elements. That is why at the higher elevation of the mountain, as aluminium is lighter in weight, we find aluminium large on the upper side. But at the ground level, at the sea coast, we find magnesium. Magnesium is somewhat heavier than that. But nickel, ferrous and ferrous being in various modes, good and bad, we find it according to the availability. And these also are responsible for the color of the soil all over the world. Keep it in mind. The soil that we see on the earth is a creation of the disintegration of the rocks. The minute powder, the rocks are being created. And this is because of the continuous force. This is because of the continuous force that is applied through various modes. Now, because of the development in science, technology is put to use, and how the earthquake occurs, we don't know. Means we can explain it exactly how it occurs, but the origin of the earthquake can never be traced. Yet, while studying the endogenetic, that is the inside the earth, when we try to understand what it is happening or how it is happening, it is like this, that if earthquake occurs here, its magnitude, its force is being measured, and it is measured through a seismograph. That is the machine that is used for earthquake. Seismograph. Now, this seismograph is responsible for checking the magnitude, the force of the earthquake. But keep it in mind, when the earthquake will occur, how the earthquake will occur, where the earthquake will occur, to what extent the earthquake will occur, till today we are unable to understand this. Yes, the working pattern of the earthquake, we know that, as it is related to the whistling of the pressure cooker. The pressure that is implied from within the cooker that bursts out in the form of vapors is earthquake. It is so easy to understand. But when, where, which, how, WH questions can never be answered when it is applied on the earth. But during the earthquake, the magnitude that was, the force that was implied can be measured. And this is one of the technology that is being developed. Same is with the advent of volcanic eruption. All the tectonic plates on the earth which are rather joined to one another, or in other words, the continents that are joined to each other, that is the American continents, the African, the Asian, and India joining to the South Asia. After that, Australia, the smaller islands all over the world. We find that these tectonic plates, or the rings of fires as we call it, are found all over the joining plates. And as we see these lines, these are the areas where earthquake as well as volcanic eruption takes place. Wherever the rocks are too soft, wherever the implementation of the joining is least or not very powerful, yes, definitely earthquake or volcanic eruption occurs. And that is where we have to understand, and it takes place generally. It is the only source through which the earth can be stable. Otherwise, the whole of the world could have got destroyed very fast. We have to understand time and again that these destructions are giving us more chance to reside on the earth. As we know that this is the oldest part of the earth. Actually, in India, we have to understand that it was like this, that India was drifted from here to here. And after that, because of the reactions or time and again because of the sediments that are being brought down, slowly the land started to increase. But the original land, this land as we call it, this is the Meghalaya plateau. This is the southernmost tip above Annamalai hills, or as we call it Madurai or Kanyakumari, the upper parts, the Nilgiri hills. And these areas moving up to more than Afghanistan, that is towards Iran, was an Indian peninsula original rock made India that got drifted to this area, and the sediments that it encompassed since then till today are the area which now, because of this, the above portions of the Himalayas, as we spoke in the earlier time, that is the example of Kedarnath, the sediments, because Himalaya is increasing as it is the young fold mountain and is yet to be matured, as it is increasing, the more area that is vulnerable to earthquake, vulnerable to the means this is not exactly the area where eruption of volcano occurs, but earthquake do occur. The back earthquake which we know at the most was that erupted in Nepal near Kathmandu, and having encompass of more than 1,000 kilometers all over. That means the tremors were occurred in China, in Pakistan, in India, in Bengal, Myanmar, and Bhutan. So, if this is so, you can understand that whatever the interior of the earth is never constant, is never stable. And because of that, the upper portion is always in the verge of transition, taking changes, whatever that are occurring there. And if they are, then keep it in mind, because of the forces that are being applied throughout the world, we can understand these forces in different fields or in different names, that is the classification. One, velocity, that is the power. If the velocity is slow, then it causes in the formation of mountains and continents. Mountains slowly they go on increasing. Best example again Himalaya. Time and again we are speaking about Himalaya only because we are Indians. There are many mountains in the world which are similar to that of Himalaya. Yes, Himalaya is the tallest. All the highest peak of the world are related with the Himalaya. Mount Everest, and apart from that there are 7 other peaks that are more than 8,000 meters height. Keep this in mind. 8,000 and more meters height peaks are available in Himadri and Greater Himalaya. Actually, they are more in Himadri, and that is why in India we find snow-clad mountains more compared to anywhere in the earth. Second, because of the slow movements, once the mountains are created, we can understand it. But the creation of the continent also takes place. What is continent? Continent is that land which once come above the sea table water level never gets submerged into the sea water again. Keep this in mind. The land that comes above the sea water table level never again gets submerged into the sea water is said to be continent. Now, these continents, as you name them, or we know that, are available in different names. Countries are apart from continent. There are various countries in one continent. But when we come to the study of India related to Asian continent or Asia continent, India is somewhat apart from the rest of Asia. And that is why Indian subcontinent is the part of study. Indian subcontinent is a landform which is somewhat relatively different from the remaining. And here we have to understand that how the creations are because of one, velocity, second, direction, that is India drifting from south towards north, and then landform, the landform that India has created. For example, the Indian Peninsula and various, that is the Indian Shield, we call it Dakkan, Deccan or Dakshin. Deccan in Sanskrit means south. So these are the landforms, and these landforms, as we call them, the shield or the velocity, because of the slow movements once the continents are created, there are certain parts of the continents which are not vulnerable to earthquake or volcanic eruption. For example, the Dakshin Plateau, the Deccan Plateau of India. Here we do find earthquake, but they are either on the western or eastern Ghats, not at the center. Now, this is something we have to understand all over the world. There are certain plates which are said to be the shield of the earth, and these rocks are so old enough or so strong enough that even earthquake occurs there very rarely. Not 100% that we can say the earthquake will not occur, but very rarely. The least. But eruption of lava can never take place. This is something we have to understand with the velocity. Second, if the movements are slow, mountains and continents are created. But if there is a sudden movement, if there is a junction, जोराचा धक्का जर लागत असेल तर sudden movement, it causes an earthquake and eruption of volcanoes. These earthquake and volcanoes are also responsible for the creation of new landforms. According to the availability during the volcanoes, availability of the lava in silica, aluminium, magnesium, nickel, ferrous in turn creates a landform. We know that though all of them are from the interior of the earth, they are in the liquid source. Liquid is not one and the same. Liquid of silica, liquid of aluminium is not the same as it is of nickel and ferrous, and that is why according to their velocity, according to their weight, we find them at various junctions, at various places, even on the upper surface of the earth. So naturally, earthquake, volcanoes are the creation because of the sudden movement. It is just like if the two vehicles moving against each other have their brake intact, then even if the accident occurs, it will not damage for all the life. It will not damage all the lives in that vehicle or the buses. But if it is not the same and suddenly accident takes place, injuries or even death penalties will be more. Earthquake and volcanoes are the best example of it. During volcanoes, whatever is on the upper surface of the earth gets buried into the soil, goes down. You must have also studied about the rock creation. Now, these volcanoes are also responsible for the rock creation. When the volcanoes occur on the ground, it's another thing. But when they occur in the water body, that is the sea, then they may create havoc. If it is far apart from the coastal region and earthquake or volcano occurs here, then the waves moving towards the land, sea waves always moves towards the land in all directions. So as they move towards the land, the velocity goes on increasing and converting them into tsunamis. These tsunamis are also responsible for the creation of new landforms. India experienced it once. So if we try to understand this in one or the other way, it is more easier to understand the landforms that are available on the upper part of the earth, but because of the endogenetic movement, skip this segment. These are all, may it be earthquake, may it be volcano, creation of the continents, creation of the mountain, is because the interior of the earth is not stable. Also, when the direction of the force is implied, if the direction is horizontal, the direction can be upward or downward. We know that about the pendulum, as it moves from one area to another area at a specific level, they also are responsible for the creation of various landforms. Similarly, the landforms that are created because of the movements are continent building, as we speak it here, then continent plateaus and highlands. Highland, when the two plates comes above each other, highlands are created. When they are drafted against each other and suddenly there is a junction, the elevation takes place. Mountains are created. And at the same time, plateaus are also created. This is a plateau, Deccan Plateau as we call it. And this is because of the lava that erupted, spread on the large portion, and slowly as it solidifies converts into rock. These rocks are responsible for the level, and along with the level we call it plateau. These plateaus are responsible in other terms as the time moves on for the generation of life. These landforms, as they created highland, plateaus and continents, are also responsible for the mountain building due to folding and faulting. If it is folding, then Himalaya is the best example. Even European Alps are the best example. If we move towards America, we can find the Superior Lake and the adjoining areas having the mountains as the folding part. But when it comes to the folding or faulting, then the area gets drifted down, converting the flow of the river into waterfall. The Great Drift Valley of Narmada, Bedaghat, near Jabalpur is the best example. Though it's a tourist spot, yet the geographical sequence or the geographical importance is of utmost importance. It is moving apart from each other, creating faulting. This is it. The tension is created between the two if the rocks are soft, and as the pages get tear out, they creates the same in the interior of the earth on the upper surface, that is on this level, and slowly a drifting like situation is created. If it occurs like this, we call it faulting. Now this faulting slowly goes on with the enormous work of the water bodies, and then we call it valley, khai, dari as we call it. And because of this, various landforms are created. But keep it in mind, when it comes to the upper portion related to the Himalayas, there also all these activities are going on till today, even now it is going on. But with the water, the sediment is brought down, and these sediments get settled above this region, that is above Vindhyachal Parvat. And because of that, the upper portion, that is the Ganga River Valley and its tributaries, the Yamuna, Betwa, Sindh, Chambal, Shon, and some rivers that are moving from Himalayas, that is Ghaggar, then Kali, also Kosi River that has its origin in Nepal. These are the rivers that bring sediments on large scale. These sediments are getting settled down on the foothills at the foothills of Shivalik, that is the first range of Himalayas, from where the Himalaya begins, up to certain parts of Madhya Pradesh or Vindhyas. Means from Himalaya, if the rivers of the flow of river is like this is Yamuna, this is Ganga, and this is Allahabad, as today we know it by the name of Prayag. Now all these rivers and the adjoining rivers coming and joining them, these rivers bring sediments with them. Now we know that this is the area which is responsible. For example, Chambal from Madhya Pradesh is the river which is having its origin in badland topography. Badland means the soil is not very good, soil is coarse, and with the movement of the water, soil is carried away. Definitely, water moves from higher region towards lower region. So all these rivers having their origin are at the elevated places, and they move towards slope. But while moving, they carry on the sediments with them, and these sediments get deposited. Creation of the North Indian plains is the characteristic feature of all these rivers. This land, definitely, we never spoke about the fertility of the land. We just are studying how lands are created. But when the soil is deposited for a long period and it goes on time and again, the fertility of the soil increases. And this fertility of the soil is then definitely related to the greenery or agriculture. But that is something we will study next. First, you must have studied now how mountains, continents are created, how earthquake and volcanoes occur, and how because of the upward, downward, or because of the horizontal movement of the forces, different landforms are created. To study all this, Richter scale is the scale which measures the working of the earthquake, and the machine is known as seismograph. But while doing so, continents are created, also plateaus are created, highlands are created, and while all these things we can study them in our geographical area of India. Hope you understood all this. We will find other parts in the next lecture. Thank you.